For centuries, people around the globe have celebrated January 1st as the start of the new year. Fireworks light the skies, resolutions are made, and revelers toast to new beginnings. But is this tradition rooted in universal truth, or is it simply a construct imposed by the Greco-Roman calendar? A closer examination reveals that the concept of the traditional New Year is far from natural or universally agreed upon. It is a product of historical, political, and cultural machinations. The origins of the modern calendar, the calendar most of the world follows today, the Gregorian calendar, evolved from the Julian calendar, instituted by Julius Caesar in 45 BCE. This was a reform of the older Roman calendar, which itself was riddled with inconsistencies and political manipulation. The Julian calendar was aligned with the solar year, but its implementation of January 1st as the year's starting point was largely arbitrary. Why January? The month was named after Janus, the Roman god of beginnings and transitions, who is depicted as having two faces, one looking forward and one looking backward. This symbolism suited the concept of a new year but had no astronomical or agricultural significance. In fact, many ancient cultures regarded spring, with its renewal of life, as the logical beginning of a new cycle. Alternative New Year traditions before the dominance of the Greco-Roman calendar, civilizations marked the New Year in diverse ways. 1. Mesopotamia, circa 2000 BCE, the Akitu festival celebrated the New Year around the spring equinox, March 20–21, aligning with agricultural cycles. 2. Ancient Egyptians, the New Year coincided with the annual flooding of the Nile, which was crucial for agriculture, occurring in late summer. 3. Chinese lunar calendar, the Chinese New Year, celebrated between January 21st and February 20th, is based on lunar cycles and has endured for millennia. 4. Celtic Samhain, October 31st – November 1st. This marked the end of the harvest and the beginning of winter, signifying a new year for the Celts. These diverse traditions demonstrate that the concept of a new year was often tied to natural phenomena, such as solstices, equinoxes, and agricultural cycles, rather than an arbitrary date. The political motivation behind January 1st. The establishment of January 1st as the new year was not a matter of universal logic but of political convenience and control. By centralizing timekeeping, the Roman Empire reinforced its authority over its vast territories. Later, the Christian Church adopted the Gregorian calendar in 1582 to correct the Julian calendar's inaccuracies and to synchronize religious holidays with astronomical events. The Gregorian reform was not universally accepted at first. Many cultures resisted or retained their traditional calendars for centuries. The imposition of January 1st as the global start of the year was a gradual process, often intertwined with colonization and the spread of Western dominance. The fallacy of universality. The celebration of January 1st as the new year perpetuates the myth of universality. The date lacks any inherent natural or cosmic significance. Many cultures still observe alternative New Year celebrations based on their traditions and calendars. The Gregorian calendar itself is not universally followed. For example, the Islamic, Hebrew, and Hindu calendars each operate on distinct principles. By treating January 1st as the definitive New Year, we overlook the rich diversity of human timekeeping and the arbitrary nature of our own calendar. A call to re-evaluate acknowledging the historical context of the traditional New Year invites us to question other so-called universal truths. Timekeeping, like many aspects of human civilization, is a construct shaped by power, culture, and convenience. While January 1st remains a global celebration, it is worth remembering that it is just one interpretation of the passage of time, far removed from any natural or universal standard. Conclusion: the traditional New Year, as celebrated on January 1st, is a product of Greco-Roman influence, reinforced by centuries of political and cultural dominance. It is not a natural marker of renewal but an arbitrary choice that gained prominence through historical circumstance. As we celebrate, Let us also reflect on the diverse ways humanity has understood and marked the passage of time, and the fallacy of imposing a single tradition on a world rich with alternatives. Subscribe and follow for more content like this.